It's great to see you here again. My name is Ceuster and welcome to my new video of our math survival guide. These videos will help you to resolve math problems and you will learn a lot that will help you when you are having college algebra. Now, in this new video, we're continuing the topic of factoring equations and we are going to look at what we call the special product formulas. But before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. So let's have a look what this thing about the special product formulas is about. And there are specific formulas that we in fact can use when we use special product formulas to expand products quickly. We've seen that before when we looked at polynomials, we looked at factoring, we looked at expanding expressions using special product formulas. And when we look at special product formulas, this is a typical example. One of the formulas that we used before, the square of a sum, when we have a plus b to the square, this is equal to a to the square plus 2ab plus 2b. An error that is made in many cases is that people say a plus b to the square is equal to a to the square plus b to the square, but that is certainly not correct. We have to use the correct formulas, the correct special product formulas to find the final result. Now, what we looked at expanding. So expanding was when we were writing a plus b to the square, expanding it to the full expression, which is equal to a to the square plus 2ab plus 2. And now we are going to look at factoring. And factoring is basically going in the other direction. We have the expanded expression a squared plus 2ab plus b to the square. And we want to find a plus b to the square. So we are factoring here to a lower order term, to a lower order product. In this case, the product of a plus b times a plus b. But let us first recapitulate about those different formulas. The first formula that we used was a to the square plus minus 2ab plus b to the square, which is equal to a plus minus b to the square. So this is basically the equation where we have the square of a sum or a subtraction. And this is one of the first equations that we used. We used it to expand, but now we write it in the other direction to factorize. We have a squared minus b squared, which is the difference of squares. We can write this as a plus b times a minus b. So the factorized format of a squared minus b squared is a plus b times a minus b. We have a third degree polynomial and we can have here the sum or the difference of two parameters, two values to the third power, and we can say that a to the third plus minus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus minus b to the third can be written as a plus minus b to the third power, and that's the cubic formula, the third power of a sum or a difference. And the last one is a to the third plus minus b to the third, so a sum or a difference of cubes, which can be written as a plus b or a minus b multiplied by a squared minus or plus ab plus b to the square. So these are the special product formulas that we found before, and we are going to use these in some examples to factorize now. So we're going to use them from left to right, where before we were using them to expand from right to left. This is the first example, and the first example is what we call a difference of squares. So the formula here, we have 9x to the square minus 4, and we have to factorize this. This is a sum of squares, a difference of squares, and we find 9x to the square is in fact 3x to the square, gives us 9x to the square, and 4 is 2 to the square. So basically, we have two squares here, and we can now use the formula. we can say a squared minus b squared is a plus b times a minus b. A is 3x and b is equal to 2. So we can find that this result is in fact what we get, 3x plus 2 times 3x minus 2. And that's the factorized form of this difference of squares. And now we go, as an example 2, we're going to look in the cubic equation. And we find the cubic equation, which is 8x to the third plus 12x squared y plus 6xy to the square plus y to the third. And the first thing we do is we look at the first term, 8x to the third, and we see that is in fact the cubic of 2x. So 2x to the third power is 8x to the third power. And we do the same with the last one. So we have for 2x being a, and we find y to the third is basically b to the third in our formulas that we had before. Now we have to verify that the other parameters comply with the expression. So 12x squared times y has to be equal to 3 times 2x a to the square times b, which is correct. And we do the same for 6xy to the square, which we can write as 3 times 2x times y to the square, which is also correct. So we can use the formula a plus b to the third power is a to the third plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus y to the third power. And we replace, in fact, the terms in here, and we find the finalized form, which is 2x plus y to the third power. So that's the cubic equation. In this new example, in example number 3, we're going to look at the sum or difference of cubes. We're looking at a simple expression 8x to the power 3 minus 27 times y to the power 3. Now, when we look at this, we can say that 8x to the power 3 is basically the cubic or the third power of 2x. 2 to the third power is 8, so we have 2x to the third power is 8x to the third power. The same we do for 27y. 27 is equal to 3 to the power 3, so we can write 27y to the power 3 as 3 times y to the third power. And when we apply the formula of the difference of cubes, we can say that it can be rewritten as 2x minus 3y multiplied with 2 times x to the square plus 2 times x times 3 times y plus 3 times y to the square. And when we continue with this expression, we can rewrite the second part as 4x to the square plus 6xy plus 9 times y to the square. So basically we could factorize 8x to the power 3 minus 27y to the power 3 into the special product 2x minus 3y multiplied with 4x to the square plus 6xy plus 9y to the square. And that was the last example in this short video about factoring using the special product formulas. Like in every video at the end, please have a look at our channel, click on the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye bye.